Hello, good day to all our viewers. We welcome you to another episode of the Peace Clinic. We are glad that you could join us. Today we are looking at quite an interesting topic, quite an engaging topic, and we would love you to be part of this conversation. But before we dive into today's topic, I remain Janet Michael, the Director of Media and Information from the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, and I'll be co-anchoring today's Peace Clinic with Ambassador Joshua Tahule, the Registrar for Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Janet. It's a pleasure to be here once again. And also to our viewers and our listeners, thank you very much for making out time to join us to also contribute in today's discussion. So we appreciate your time and your sacrifice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Ambassador Joshua. So once again, to our viewers, we are glad that you could join us. So today we are looking at the local government autonomy and its impact on peace building efforts in Nigeria. It is no longer news that the local government have been given full financial autonomy, and we will be looking at this and the impact and implication it has on peace building efforts in Nigeria. We at the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. If you're just coming across us at this moment, we are the hosts for the Peace Clinic. So once again, we are glad you could join us. So for today, we will be looking at the concept of the autonomy that has been given to the local government. We'll also be looking at the Supreme Court judgment, what the Constitution says, and the impact of this autonomy on peace building efforts in Nigeria. Once again, thank you for joining us. And do well to go down to the comment section, let us know where you're watching us from, and we would love you to be part of this conversation. So tell us, are you in agreement of the Supreme Court's judgment on the full financial autonomy, or you are against the judgment? We would love to hear from you. So as we proceed, we'll be looking at the concept of local government autonomy. The local government autonomy in Nigeria refers to the extent to which local governments have the power to govern themselves without interference from state or federal authorities. We are talking about total independence from the state government and the federal government. The issue of local government autonomy has been a topic of debate in Nigeria for many years, with proponents arguing that increased autonomy will lead to more effective and efficient governance at the local level. Ambassador Joshua, a lot of people, there's currently a debate going on about the autonomy that has been given to the local government. While some people argue that, this will lead to efficiency in government, some have also argued that, this is not the right thing to do. So we would love to hear from you what you think about the autonomy that has been given to the local government.
Janet, thank you very much. This is a very sensitive topic to discuss because by experience, this is not the first time the local governments are being given a full autonomy. If you can recall, during Babangida administration, the local government were given full autonomy, and the experience was not so sweet. But I can tell you for sure that this is a win for democracy, and this is a win for the true federalism that we have been yearning for. If we are talking about true federalism, despite the fact that the local governments under the Babangida administration mismanaged the opportunity given to them then, does not mean that we should not maintain the status of democracy and federalism that we are proposed to practice. So for me, I can say it's a win for democracy, and most especially at the grassroots level, because the grassroots, the local government is the closest local government or a tier of government to the people, and it has been in the shackles of the state government for a long time, and we have been seeing the manipulation that have been going on over the years, concerning the local government and the state government. The relationship has been that of a servant and that of a slave, the master and the slave. Do you understand? So it has not been a very friendly relationship. And we know the manipulation, we know the control, we know their arbitral decisions making regarding the local government governance and even the financial administration. So it has been a problem. And for me, as a person, I feel it is the best decision that the Supreme Court, best judgment so far. So for me, as a person, as an individual, I think it's a win for democracy, and it's also a win for true federalism. So far as I'm concerned. Local government, they should abuse it so that we accuse them directly and also hold them accountable directly. So I am not afraid of what people are entertaining, the fears people are entertaining. Me, I'm not afraid. We thank God that they have been given full autonomy. Let's see what they can use this opportunity to do. So for me, it's a win for democracy and it's a win for true federalism.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Joshua. So next we'll be looking at, the full picture of the Supreme Court's judgment concerning this autonomy for the local government. So the Supreme Court on Thursday declared that it is unconstitutional for state governors to hold funds allocated for local government administrations. We have seen that over the years where funds that were being allocated for the local government are being siphoned by the state governors. The seven-man panel in the judgment delivered in by Justice Emmanuel Agin declared that the 774 local government councils in the country should manage their funds themselves. The Apex Court held that the power of the government is portioned into three arms of government: the federal, the state, and the local government. The court also declared that the state government has no power to appoint a caretaker committee, and the local government council is only recognizable with a democratically elected government. A democratically elected local government is circumstantial. The court also ruled that the state governments are perpetrating a dangerous trend by refusing to allow democratically elected local government councils to function, instead of appointing their loyalists who can only be removed by them. An order in injunction refraining the defendants by themselves, agents or privates, from spending local government allocations. A declaration that no state government should be paid any money meant for the local government. The court also dismissed the objections filed by the state governors. The Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Latif Fambeni, filed a lawsuit on behalf of the federal government seeking to grant full autonomy and direct funding to all the 774 local government councils in the country. So, Ambassador Joshua, we have seen the Supreme Court's finding, on this judgment regarding the autonomy, and we have had complaints over the years of, government creating, instead of democratically elected local government chairman, we elections. We can clearly see that in River State. It's actually been a very long time since an election was held for the local government. So what can you say on the caretaker committee and how that has been opposed, and also the fact that no funds
Janet, I'm with you because your network at some point was bad. I couldn't hear what you say.
I sincerely apologize for the network glitch. So, Ambassador Joshua, if you can hear me, I was asking on your opinion concerning the Supreme Court ruling, on the matters regarding the caretaker committees, which we have been seeing over the years, state governments, instead of democratically electing local government chairmen, instead they are being replaced by the caretaker committee, and also the issue regarding the spending of local government allocation over the years, siphoning money meant for local government to the state government force. So we would love to hear from you what you think about the court's judgment.
All right, Janet, thank you very much. My appreciation first goes to the Attorney General of the Federation for taking the move to, correct some of the anomalies that have been going on in our system here. I really appreciate the judgment, and I also appreciate the Supreme Court for standing in the gap to make sure that the right thing is being done. The Constitution recognized 3 tiers of government, okay? In as much as the Constitution gives some level of control to the state government over the local government, does not mean that the local government should be enslaved. And for the past several decades, since the 1999, since the return of democracy in 1999, it has been, local government has been under the control of the state government, and it has been not so good. It has been so very, very bad. And if the state government themselves or the state governors themselves are saying that 4 years is not enough, some of them even have 2 terms and still complain that time was not enough for them to do projects. And then you are allowing the local government chairman to do just 2 years, and then you remove them, replace them with the caretaker administrators. What does that mean to you? What can they do? What can they achieve within 2 years? If you yourself you are complaining that 4 years is not enough for you to do some development project, what can the local government chairman do within 2 years? You know, in 1 year they are prepared to settle down. The next year they are telling them that please try and pack your kaya. Your tenure is expired. What does that mean? So I think this is the thing. This is what the Supreme Court set out to correct, so that the local government administration will, you know, run in full time, not just a part-time administration. Do you understand? So, and then apart from that, also they will also have their financial autonomy, where money will be sent from federal and the federation account directly into the local government account. And I think these are the two major rulings in this judgment that are worth saying something about. So for me, I think is the best judgment we could at least reckon to in recent time. The Supreme Court has done what is very, very correct. It doesn't matter when, let's give it to them, let them go and mismanage it so that we hold them accountable. Do you understand? Even though I know that politics still have its way of playing things out, the state government will still find their ugly head to make sure that they have people installed in those places as their, allies, and then continue to do some certain things. But if a local government chairman decided to enslave himself, then we will hold him or her accountable for the mismanagement of the local government funds. Do you understand? So in this case, if you decide to align yourself with a godfather, then you are the one that, at the end of the day, when we hold you accountable, maybe your godfather will come and answer for you. But if that is not the case, now we have given you independence financially and politically. So you have the right to decide what happens in the local government and what happens with the local government funds. If you misuse it, we will hold you accountable. Do you understand? So for me, it's the best judgment. The judgment is in the right direction. Yes, it's the judgment that comes to mixed feelings. Do you understand? And I'm not bothered about those that are expressing mixed feelings. Yeah, they are expressing those feelings based on their own interests. Do you understand? Some of them are state governors. They are expressing those fears based on their own feelings. They want to continue to perpetuate their own act. They have been mismanaging the resources. So let it be mismanaged by the local government themselves. Let's know that they are the ones responsible for the problems they have been also talking about. So but I expect that there should be some level of improvement. Okay, after so several years of suffering and complaining, and now you have the opportunity. So it's left for them. The federal government have done what they can do in their own capacity as an institution, okay, as it's a tier of government that feels that, okay, let all the tiers of government be independent and let's see what they can do on their own. So it's left for the chairman of the local government to prove themselves that, okay, what the federal government did in our favor, we appreciate it. And how are they going to appreciate it? By delivering quality representation and quality services at that level. So it's a good judgment, and the judgment is in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Joshua, for speaking on, the Supreme Court's judgment. And before we move into what the Constitution says about this, because a lot of people, might not know what the Constitution say, or if this, is backed by the Constitution. I would love to hear from you. You said during your talk, you said this has actually happened before. There was a time in the history of the nation where the local governments were given autonomy. Now we want to know what would likely change. We see, okay, the state governments were in charge, the local governments were under the state government, and now there's a full financial autonomy where the local government will be getting funds directly from the federal government. The local government will be getting funds directly from the federal government. So, in practical terms, what are we expecting to change? What are those things we would see and say, yes, this was not actually happen, was not happening in time past, but at the present moment, it's actually happening.
Thank you very much, Annette. You see, the major issue then was that the accusation or the allegation was that once the local government chairman received the allocation, they disappear from the local government to wherever nobody cares to know, and then just return when the allocation arrives. Do you understand? And once they collect the money, they disappear again. And so the situation was so very bad. And that was what led to the joint account issue that came into play again, so that there should be some level of control. But why this is supposed to be a joint account, the state government has decided to just sideline the local government and then has taken authority over everything. Okay, even created a commission for the local government and chieftains affairs. So it has become a problem. Okay, so now the local government association, which we call the AGON, that is all local government in Nigeria. So they have come and they have been clamoring. And I believe that this clamoring of their independence has been just been heard, okay, and their freedom has been granted. So it's left for them, like I said, to appreciate this gesture that the federal government has done them, okay. So how would they appreciate this gesture? Is by, being accountable, by being responsive, by also, being, proactive in providing the quality representation that the people at the grassroots has been yearning for. Okay, so we expect them to, exhibit a different attitude from what was experienced during the Babangida administration. We expect that they should be able to provide quality representation. They should be able to provide quality services to their people. Okay, so because they are the closest tier to the people, and the people can have direct impact of the local government administration. So it is left for the local government chairman going forward, that is from the implementation going forward, that they will bring out quality representation. And so we hope that by the time we start the implementation of this judgment, the local government, the people that will be in power, should be able to, you know, provide quality representation and also be accountable to their people. And I think that would be the best thing to do, to say, federal government, we are grateful for this judgment. Because the possibility is that if you misbehave, if it was once taken, it's possible that it will be taken again. Do you understand? Because it was taken before, and it's possible. So it's left for you to use the opportunity given to you very well, so that people can appreciate and insist that the system should be sustained.
Interesting. Thank you, Ambassador Joshua. Once again, to our viewers, we are glad that you could join us. We have been seeing your comments, Mr. Johanna Jacob. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who are still with us, we would love to hear from you. We would love to know what you think about this topic. So once again, thank you for joining. So right away, we'll be moving into the next thing we have is what the Constitution says. What does the Nigerian Constitution say about local government autonomy? According to the Nigerian Constitution, the local government is the third tier of government, and it's also this Constitution that's regarding the local government can be found in the 1999 amended Constitution. Now, what are the key facts outlined in the Constitution regarding the third tier of government? The first we have is the establishment of the Local Government Council. Section 7 of the Constitution provides for the establishment of a system of local governments by the state government. It says that the system of local governments by democratically elected local government councils is guaranteed, and that their existence shall be ensured by the state. The second is the autonomy of local government councils. The Constitution recognizes the need for the autonomy of local government councils. Section 7 of the Constitution stipulates that the National Assembly shall ensure that local government councils are guaranteed financial autonomy to enable them to perform their functions effectively. We also have the tenure of local government council. The Constitution provides for the establishment of the system of local government by democratically elected local government councils, and their tenure is specified in the Constitution. We also see the functions of local government council, and also lastly the state joint local government account. The Constitution makes provision for the establishment of a state joint local government account, into which all allocations to local government councils in the state are to be paid. This is aimed at ensuring transparency and accountability in the management of local and financial finances. So, Ambassador Joshua, we can see here what the Constitution says, and I believe, for one, the reason why we are having this autonomy is because of corruption, of transparency. There have not been transparency from the state level concerning the funds and the allocation for the local government. Now that the local government have been given this full financial autonomy, how do we ensure that there is accountability? How do we ensure that those funds that have been given will not still be embezzled? How do we ensure transparency and accountability in the autonomous local government in order to prevent corruption and to also ensure that funds are properly allocated and used?
All right, Jeanette, thank you very much. It is good to know that what the Supreme Court did is in line with what the Constitution provided. So it has not gone out of what the Constitution says. The Constitution says that there should be a local government, and the local government should have its independence. Do you understand? Both democratically and financially. So now that's both politically and financially. So, and it's good to know that the Supreme Court was able to sustain this yesterday and has made it clear, and also has put injunctions in between so that the state government will not do anything concerning that matter. Now, yes, it's good to worry, but you can see there was a provision for a joint account in the constitution, which is in the constitution. So by this judgment, it means that that section of the constitution will need to be changed. Okay, maybe we need to change that system, that particular section of the constitution, and create some kind of forms of policies or programs that will, make local government to be accountable. There should be a measure put in place, because this joint account was meant to be a kind of a mechanism to check the excesses of the local government. But instead of being a mechanism, the state government now hijack it and now sideline the local government, and that's where the argument started from. Do you understand? This is supposed to be a joint account, but we are no longer having any access to it. They just give us whatever they think of giving us. We don't have anything. We don't even have idea how much is being allocated in the joint account. And so, what is the essence of the joint again? So, the state government has taken over. So, this is also in the constitution. So, by this judgment, it means now that that section of the constitution will need to be amended. Okay, and I think if it's been amended, then there should be measures put in place to make sure that the local government chairmen are going to be held accountable, in whatever their action and inaction they are going to take regarding the position they are going to occupy, and also the administration of finances that are meant for the local government. So it's going to it's for us to just watch how things are going to go out. I know that there's going to be some form of mechanism put in place to make sure that local government is also being controlled. Okay, we have different system of we have different what we call the check and balances in the government. Okay, in the federal system. When we're talking about the federal system, we talk about the executive. Okay, we talk about the legislature. We also talk about the judiciary. Okay, and so we have also in the local government, we have the arm of the legislature, who also are to checkmate the executive. Okay, so we expect that the councillors at the local government level will be able to also put their monitoring measures in place to make sure that the funds meant for the local government are judiciously used. And then an institution whereby there's an abuse, they have the power to also impeach the local government chairman. Do you understand? So we expect that they will also use their own powers as empowered by the constitution to do what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be also a watchdog over what the executives are doing. Okay, and so we expect that at the end of the day, we will see the local government administration being functional and being responsive to their people.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Joshua Tamale, for that. Since this happened, that was Thursday, that being yesterday, a lot of people have argued that there's actually, no cause for celebration yet. We should actually wait to see how things actually turn out. Some other people have, are interested to know, okay, the local governments have been given autonomy, full financial autonomy. Now, what happens to the election of the local government? We have heard about, the caretaker committee, a situation whereby a state governor comes into power, dissolves the local chairman, and then he creates, a caretaker committee to oversee the affairs, and then there's full control at the state level. Now, when it comes to elections, some people believe that there are no elections. Actually, we are saying there are specific states in the nation where elections for local governments have not been held, and we see that when a state that's the party in power most times wins election even at the local level, and that is because the elections at the local level is also being controlled by the state government. So now that the local government have been given full financial autonomy, who now controls the election that happens in the local government concerning the local government chairman council? Who controls that election?
All right, Janet, thank you very much. It's a very sensitive question, and it's also something that we need to pay attention to because it's still an instrument to manipulate what happens at the local government if it's not being stripping all of the state government, because the state government still conduct the local government election. We have what we call state electoral commissions, okay, who are responsible for conducting elections at the local government. This was the responsibility given to them. But now that this local government is having full autonomy, who now conducts the local government election? Should the state government still conduct the local government elections, or the INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, the national body, should conduct that election? What are we saying now? So I don't know. I am not in the best position to decide that what happened. But let me just say my opinion here. That in my opinion, I feel that the Independent National Electoral Commission should take over and continue to conduct election at the local level, because if we leave it in the hands of the state government, they will still manipulate it. You have mentioned it in situation whereby the government in power makes sure that the local government elections are won by their party. Oh, so it shows that there's a form of manipulation. Do you understand? So if you still allow the state governments to conduct these elections, it means that there will still be manipulation. The state governor will still have control. They will still have the opportunity to plant their own people that will be, loyal to them rather. So it's not going to help the situation. Rather, it's going to create more problems for the local government. Do you understand? And then the issue of godfatherism, and also so that at the end of the day, the people may not even be able to hold the local government chairman accountable, because at the end of the day, they are not reporting to the people, but they are also are reporting to the state governors. So it's not going to help. They're supposed to be accountable to the electorate and not the people who supported them, or in whatever way for them to win election. So it's going to, if we still allow this electoral body to be in the hands of the state government, I can tell you for free that there's going to be high level of manipulation. And this time around, they are going to do in such a way that only those who are loyal to them have opportunity to become local government chairman and also hold any position of importance in the local government. So for me, the federal, that is the national empire, the umpire should be able to conduct this election. I know they will complain of so many things, maybe the responsibility how to conduct election in 774 local government, how expensive it's going to be, this one and that one. But I think for 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 transparency and for accountability, they should go ahead and do it. Even though we know that even the national umpire is also another problem. Do you understand? They also are not so transparent. They also can be manipulated, can be used. So we are not sure how transparent even they can also conduct the election, but it's better it should be in their hands than in the hands of the state government. Because in the hands of the state government, it's like, a goat in the mouth of the python. So how can the goat escape? No way. The python must consume it. Do you understand? So I think, but if the national board is going to conduct election, somehow, some local government, there may be some local government that will win election that are not from the same party. Do you understand? So we have some level of competition, and we have some level of accountability at the local government level.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Joshua. Still talking about, the elections at the local level. We have Mr. Hilary here looking at the comment section. He says, interesting discussion. My concern, however, is who funds the local government elections? Wouldn't there still detect and exact control? I think we have addressed a part of that, but this is distinct in itself. It says, who funds the local government election? So is it the local government themselves that will be responsible to fund their election when it comes to funding election, or the federal government or the state government?
If the federal government can give the financial autonomy to the local government, then the federal government should also be able to fund the the local government elections. Do you understand? Who funds the other elections? Is it not the federal government? So they should fund the local government election as well. Besides, they are in the position to do it. If they can grant autonomy to the local government, then conducting or funding local government elections shouldn't be a problem. A budget should be made for elections holistically. The national election, the state election, and the local government election. So the umpire should take over, the INEC should have the full budget that can conduct election at the federal, state, and the local level. Do you understand? So the federal government should fund the election. So in that way, the state government will not have control over the local government. And even if they have some people they can plant here and there will be some level of competition where other parties can also win, productivity in the.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Joshua. I'm still looking at the comment section. We'll be taking another comment from Mr. Johanna Jacob concerning this topic. Mr. Johanna Jacob says, in my opinion, this is a commendable one. These people have been going against the constitution that they swear to protect, talking about the state government. Why will the local government be made an appendage of the state government? Thank you, Mr. Johanna, for your contribution. And also, we appreciate Mr. Hillary.
And if there is a question, why did the local government be made an appendage of the state government? The intention of the constitution by creating a joint account wasn't for the local government to be completely, in the hands of the state government in totality, like to be an appendage. No. The intention was just to ensure that there's some level of accountability and transparency, okay, in the local government. But it was very unfortunate that the state government hijacked this thing. It's a hijack. Because if they say it's a joint account, Janet, what do you understand by joint account? Assuming you and your husband now open a joint account, what does that supposed to mean? It means that both of you will operate the account, right? And one should not go and withdraw money without the knowledge of the other one, right? But in this case, local government are being, like, it's like you are going, if at all they are going to sign anything, it's like they sign with a contrast on their head. Just do it, otherwise we'll cut your head off. Do you understand? Sign it. If you don't sign it, we are going to even remove you from the local government. You'll not even be the chairman again. You understand? These are the kind of measures they take against the local government chairman. So they don't have a say completely. It's better you collect what is available and is given to you and walk away, or just forget about it. You will not even see anything, and at the end of the day, they will remove you and replace you with the caretaker committees. So this is what is there. So the intention of the constitution by creating a joint account and giving the state government some measures of control over the local government wasn't for the local government to be, colonized by the state government. It's very unfortunate that they enslaved the local government, and that's the abuse of power. And that's why the Supreme Court, in its wisdom, have decided to make sure that the local government have full autonomy and no state government has control over the local government again.
Thank you, Ambassador Joshua, and thank you, Mr. Johanna Jacob, for that. So proceeding, we will be looking at, the impact of the local government full financial autonomy and how it relates to peace building in Nigeria. So the peace building efforts in Nigeria, when it comes to the peace building efforts, the local government autonomy can have both positive and negative impact. We will be looking at the ways which the autonomy can influence peace building efforts. And the first we have to see is the responsive governance. Instead of autonomy, autonomy can lead to more responsive and accountable governance at the local level. Local governments that have the power to make decisions independently are more likely to respond to the needs of their communities and implement policies that promote peace and development. And Mr. Joshua, we have seen that one of the issues we have as a nation is our response timing. The situation whereby there's an issue, there's a crisis, and there's need for immediate response. We don't see that happening, especially when it comes to the grassroots and the local level. And I believe that is because of the over dependence on the state government. The state government has to respond before the local government can do anything about it, and that is unfortunate because most times we see that for situations that need quick response, when that response is not given at the exact time supposed to be given, it might end up leading to casualties. And I believe that responsible governance is what we are looking forward to at this moment, where the local governments have been given full autonomy. And I hope that we will see that as as time unfolds. So we would love to hear from you concerning this responsive governance as it relates to the local government autonomy.
Yes, it's expected that now that they have full autonomy, they can be able to take decisions on their own. They can be proactive in responding to the needs of their people. And then, apart from that, if there is any challenge, they should be able to get there quickly. They will not be waiting for anybody to take permission before they will do anything. Do you understand? Now, because they have the autonomy and they can do and undo. But at the same time, we still have, when it comes to like matters of security, that one is a federal government issue, but there are internal security issues that the local government can also do. But that one too is going to be a challenge, except they are going to deploy the issue of vigilantes to look at some certain issue. But when it comes to the police, you still have to call the federal government to deal with police or things like that. So where we have started, the local government have been given autonomy today. Maybe tomorrow we'll have the state police and other issues that we have been clamoring for. So, but a responsive governance is what we expect to see even from the federal, from the state, and also now the local government. Okay, but I don't know, the system has not been functioning as expected. Even at the federal level, even at the state level, it has not been as smooth as expected. But we expect that the local government can, to some extent, with this autonomy, be responsible, okay, and also respond adequately when there is need in their localities.
Thank you, Ambassador Joshua. Next, we'll be proceeding to conflict prevention and also conflict resolution. I believe, for one, that when it comes to the local level, the grassroots, the local government understand exactly what happens at the grassroots level. And if peradventure there are situations that could arise to a conflict